Yeah, it's about to go live.
Sheesh. Not you fixing yourself.
And we are live now. We are live now. Okay, let me stop video and then okay, hi again guys. So we are live now. We are live. Welcome everybody, the ones who are joining live and the ones who will be joining later. My name is Tato, and as per the title of the video, we are going to be discussing the application process of the Allan Orbis Foundation with two candidate fellows, I being the third, but the attention is on the two candidate fellows currently on the meeting. Mandisa, please introduce yourself.
Oh, okay, thank you, Tato. Hi, guys. Hi, everyone. My name is Mandisa Kuzwayo. As Tato has said, I am a candidate fellow. This is my third year in the foundation. This will be my third year in the foundation. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mandisa. Technology is really failing us today. Not my computer being everything that we wanted it to be, but only now. Sipokazi, not Sipokazi. Please introduce yourself, Talente.
Hi guys, my name is Talente and I'm doing my BCom honors in accounting at the University of the Free State, and I am a candidate fellow. This is also my third year in the foundation. So yeah, man, let's get on to this.
Right?
Yes.
My computer is actually live now, so
okay.
I think it is, yeah.
It is, man.
Yeah.
So now I don't know what to do with it. I think I'm gonna leave with I left with the computer instead because okay, thank you so much, guys. So let me try to upload the slides. But in the meantime, please tell us about the year when you applied and how you found the application process. I know the application is super long and super exhausting to fill in, but I think for me it was an opportunity to self-discover. It was such a journey, and the questions that were asked made me want to question my dreams and ambitions, my goals, and the contribution I have towards my society and in an entrepreneurial manner. So please tell me about the day, the time during which you were filling in the application form.
Sure. Okay. I think I'll go first. Oh, also in the introduction, I forgot to mention that I am a student at the University of the Free State as well. And I am studying BCom honors in accounting. Yeah. Okay. So when I was applying, actually I heard about the foundation from another guy he's a fellow now. His name is Tekofatso Tobane, and he went to my residence and they were just speaking about the foundation and that we should apply, it closes soon. So I then went and told my mom about it, and my mom was like, that's such a great opportunity, apply. At the back of my mind, I'm like, no, actually, because in high school, Allan Gray was always this prestigious bursary that only like the top academic students could apply for. But then I went for it. The first time I opened the application, the first page was okay, second, okay, third, I'm like, hi, bo. What is going on in this application? Why do I have to write so many paragraphs? Why do I have to self-introspect so much? But then at the end of the application process, it really, as you said, Tato, it really, really forced me to actually really just look deep within and actually be like, actually, what are you here for? Like, what have you done with the time that you've been here? You know, you have so much potential, but you're actually just not doing anything. Also, I remember on the day of the closing dates, I was halfway through the application and then it just got deleted. Everything just got deleted. And then at that point, I was like, no, I'm not doing this. I am not doing it over again. And then I think it was like 3 hours before the closing time, and something in me just said, yeah, stand up, go to your desk, type it out. Even if you use the whole 3 hours, it's fine. And then you're just going to hear from them. Like, trying won't hurt you at all. And yeah, I tried, and then this is where I am now, basically.
So thank you so much, Mandisa, for sharing that. I remember at camp speaking to people, and everybody was like, I also completed the application form last minute. I also wanted to give up. And I hope everybody who knows about Allan Gray or who knows about Allan Gray through us only now actually starts on time, because procrastinating about anything or starting anything late, good results are scarce, man. It has to be luck. I think it was luck on your side that you were able to complete the application process in 3 hours, and you did that excellently, because in order to be selected, I believe your application form has to be filled in very excellently. Thank you so much, Mandisa. Talented, you also want to share?
Okay, so I found out about the foundation when I was doing first year, but then unfortunately by then it was already too late. The applications were closed, right? So I was like, oh, okay, I'll try again next year. Luckily, I still had that opportunity to actually try. So then I found out about the foundation on campus. That's how I knew that it was actually open, because Tsurufatso and the other candidate fellows, they actually advocated for it. I remember there was this other CF right now. Her name is Chrisandra. We actually were in class together, and I saw the hoodie, and I was like, no man, that I recognize that logo, and I was like, okay, let me talk to her. And she was so friendly, and I asked everything that I could about the foundation, and she explained it so well and made it so inviting. Then I was like, okay, this is intimidating, but you know what? I am gonna shoot my shot. Also, I'm someone that before I actually apply for anything, I like selling the idea to me. I like going to YouTube, going to social media, finding out information, finding out people's testimonials on it and everything. So I did that. I went to YouTube. I looked on the net. I exhausted all resources. I tried finding, okay, what is the foundation? Why is it so prestigious? Because it has this element about it that it is prestigious and only a certain few can get in, So I love challenging myself. Naturally, I'm a person that loves challenges. I don't back down on any. So I was like, you know what? I am going to shoot my shot. I am going to go there and apply. I did start early applying. Let me not lie. I did start early. I think I gave it a chance like a month before. But somehow, when it comes to filling out those paragraphs, because they ask you questions that you can't just answer and stuck the answer from the tip of your tongue. It doesn't happen like that. You need to think. You need to seriously actually try and understand who you are and what do you want in life. So that's what actually made me procrastinate. I would start answering a certain question and I'd be stuck and be like, okay, what do I say? How do I say this in the nicest way? So it constantly required you to actually, engage with yourself, engage with the mental process behind it. But all I can say is that for me, it was growth. Above anything else, for me, it actually taught me a lot of things about myself and growth. I used to be that person that thinks that, what, I've got this, man. I have everything together. My goals are aligned. I know what I want. This is the career I want. I know the steps that I should take to do it. But then when I actually got into the whole application process of the foundation, wow, it was actually, it was a learning experience. There were times where I felt like, I can't do this. I don't have it in me. Throughout the entire, despite just the application process, but even when you come across other people that actually applied, you look at them and you be like, yo, I don't stand a chance here. Like, what do I have that this person, you start questioning yourself about that. So just the application in itself, it's a character building. It takes you through a lot. It takes you through vigorous assessments of who you are. And it actually, by the end of the day, once you're done, I feel like you kind of know where you stand as a person, and you kind of know what you want for yourself. So for me, that was the application process. I'm not going to touch on the camp right now and the interview process and how I felt, but I'm just talking about just the application process in its whole. It was very grilling. It was mentally exhausting, let me not lie to you, but it was worth it. It was definitely worth it, because it makes you accountable to yourself as a student as to what have I achieved up until this far, and how far am I willing to go? What do I want for myself, etc. So I encourage everyone to apply. And the questions can be very intimidating. My advice to you is, don't be intimidated when you see those questions. Try and find a way of, okay, how can I answer this question? Or how can I prepare myself to be ready for a question like this? So yeah, for now, let me say that. Thank you.
So thank you so much for that. That was very informative. I'm sure by now the matriculants who are going to be applying for the Allan Orbis Foundation know it's way different from your normal bursary, from your normal NSFAS or other, prestigious bursaries that choose top students, as it's very differentiated. And which brings us to the question of, what is Allan Orbis Foundation? What is this? Why is the application form 30 pages? So if you can highlight on that as well, Talente, before we hand over to Mandisa, how would you define the foundation, and what is the mission, the purpose, and the vision? Where do they want to see these kids that they are accepting onto the foundation?
Okay, so the whole goal of the foundation, the objective of the foundation, is to actually enhance, cultivate, and actually create high impact entrepreneurs. Why high impact entrepreneurs? South Africa has a very, very high unemployment rate, and not just the unemployment rate, but we have so many socio-economic issues that we need to deal with as a country, and that we need to be able to actually tackle. So what the foundation does is that it sponsors, not really sponsor, but it looks for the talent. It looks for that potential. It sources the potential from the people. If it sees that, you know what, you are lying, they can see that you have that potential to be a high impact entrepreneur. We're not saying become an entrepreneur now. No, you don't necessarily have to be an entrepreneur. But if we see that you have that potential, there are the people that will actually enhance that potential and try and take it out of you and grow it, because each and every individual is capable of growth. So the main aim is to actually create high impact entrepreneurs that will be able to lead South Africa into the country that we need to be, that will be able to actually influence the circles of change and improve our country and our way of life, and actually solve our daily problems that we come across, and to actually just make South Africa a better country to live in. And that's what the founder, Mr. Allan Gray, may his soul rest in peace, actually had in mind. That's the vision that he had in mind when he actually created the foundation. So to be part of the foundation, it means that, you know what, you are Genesequa, you are top of the cream, because it means that you stand out from many. And it means that you have that potential. You have what it takes to actually be a leader one day, and a very high impact leader that will influence the circles that you are from, and that you'll find yourself in one day. So yes, basically it's that and more.
Thank you so much for that. So I think it immediately brings us to the question of entrepreneurship. And every time I speak to people about the Allan Orbis Foundation, the first thing they want to ask is, "Hey, but I don't have a business." And when I encourage them to apply, I'm like, "No, I don't have a business." And I always try to really explain to them how you need to have a spirit of wanting to learn entrepreneurship, because the foundation and myself as an individual believe entrepreneurships and leaders, high impact leaders at that, are not necessarily born, but they are taught. They want to identify people who have the potential, and then they want to, really breed them and teach them entrepreneurship. So do you believe, Mandisa, that entrepreneurship can really be taught? And in your experience as a candidate fellow, do you really believe that the spirit of entrepreneurship and just being taught entrepreneurship has been instilled in you? And do you think everybody can apply, regardless of whether or not you have a business, regardless of whether or not you've been thinking of having a business? Do you think this is the spirit that can be taught inside the foundation?
Sure. Yeah, definitely. I truly believe that entrepreneurship is not a thing that you're born with. I don't think at 5 years old you're thinking of starting a business. You are just like maybe a singer, because if you are a singer at 5 years old, you're already like singing beautiful melodies, but at 5 years old you can't be thinking of starting a business. So I definitely do believe that entrepreneurs are taught and not born. In my case, my personal experience, when I entered the foundation, I wasn't even in that mindset of starting a business. I was just, what I saw from the foundation is what they're looking for: people with passion. They're looking for people who have drive, people who actually just can spot, things that ordinary people can't. When you're actually walking and you're like, oh, actually, I can do this the other way around. And they're just looking for those kind of people that just think beyond what you actually can see. And in my experience also, I even now, I don't have a business. I've never started a business. This is my 3rd year in the foundation. I haven't started a business. And it's not like when you enter the foundation, you are then forced into then thinking of starting a business, or then they say, actually, we're giving you 2 years. If in 2 years you don't come up with a business, then we are just gonna leave you like that. It's not like that. They are into building long-time entrepreneurs, high impact entrepreneurs. And I believe to have a high impact, you need to be taught, you need to be groomed into this space. And I think also with the programs that are available within the foundation, those are the programs that groom you as a person, that actually you're just like, actually, I was thinking of this, but I actually never thought of making it a business. And then you actually realize that all along you had these ideas, but you actually just never saw them, coming into light. And what I love about Allan Gray is that they promote entrepreneurship that isn't, like mind blowing. It's not something like, okay, now I want to start another version of Microsoft, but they actually promote those little ideas where you like in your community, maybe there isn't a cafe, where people can go and go on the internet and go and print, and you actually like, okay, this is a need, and I'm gonna take a stand and do something about it. So they promote those kind of ideas that actually it's just like those small little things that you're like, oh, okay, I can make a difference this way. And I think that's the one thing that I really love about the foundation. Yeah.
Thank you so much for highlighting on that. That's what I also love.
I'm so sorry. Excuse me. I just want to add to what Mandisa is saying, right? We've been saying the potential, high impact and everything. I just want to use me as an example, just to actually give you guys light on what do we actually mean about the potential of being a high impact or of the pillars of the foundation. We'll get there. So with me, right, I've always been that kid that just did not want to just be a student, just go to class, do my homework, submit whatever I need to submit, and I go home, and then that's done. No, I've never been that kid. It was never in me. Dating back since grade 7, I remember it was career week, right? And we were doing research and everything in terms of like, what careers do you want, right? And I was doing research back in my day. Chartered accountancy was still a scarce skill, and it was very male dominated and white dominated. So me being the young me, despite having a misunderstanding, I did not really understand what a chartered accountant was or what it does, but I had that mind that, what, I actually want to infiltrate that space. I want to challenge that status quo. I want to be different. I want to be that female, that Black female that actually goes into that space. Yes, over the years, a lot of people have been going into being a CAs. We have more Black females now, and not just females, but also Blacks, going into the whole chartered accountancy profession. But now the career in itself is under a lot of scrutiny. Auditors are under scrutiny because of, corruption and everything. And now I'm that person that it's no longer just about challenging that status quo, but now I want to actually influence that space to actually change the direction of how we are viewed as, auditors, speaking as like a future auditor, right? I want to influence that space and actually, I want to do better in that space. I want to influence others to actually do better so we can actually reinstate our profession as a reputable profession and actually regain the trust of, the community. So my point in actually just raising that is that high impact is also just the ability to have that mindset of, challenging a status quo, questioning how things are, and not just settling for how the society is and how things look. No, it's about you thinking, I want to go into that space. How can I positively influence it or positively influence how people think? You get? So that's that. And then throughout my high school and varsity life, like I said, when I started that, I've never wanted to be just a person that just wants to be a student. I took on leadership roles, like being back in high school, like an SRC, a prefect. I took on roles like volunteering at old age homes, at soup kitchens, at children's homes, helping other students with homework, helping them with, however I could, with whatever I had at that point, whatever means that I had necessary. I've always been that person that actually wanted to stretch the helping hand to help others. And then now, which led me to high school, growing up in a township, in as much as I went to a better school, but I've always been that person that actually felt the need to give back to my community and actually just help the students with matric applications, varsity and tertiary applications in general, or help them with tutoring where I can, you see. So my point of when we say you have that potential, those little actions that you do that sometimes you are thinking that you're just giving your time, but to us, we see that, we recognize that, and we want you to actually harness yourself into being more intentional about those actions that you take, So yeah, it's things like that, where like simple things like you're willing to tutor other students. That's the potential that we're looking for. How are you helping other students, other people that are around you? Are you willing to actually think for others and not just you as a person? Are you willing to empower others and not just you as a person? So that's what we mean with high impact entrepreneurship, or that potential that we're looking for.
So thank you so much. What you said is definitely what I also wanted to highlight on when it comes to an impactful and responsible entrepreneurship, right? Entrepreneurship that comes with social impact, solving problems in society, coming up with a way to solve a problem, no matter how small or big it is. Something like just opening a cafe, like Mandisa had said, that's social impact. Social impact does not always have to be this huge business idea that could simply turn into 10 million rands in the next few years, or that could employ thousands of people. Just the fact that you're able to create 2 jobs, that's social impact. That's being responsible in entrepreneurship. Talente, I think Mandisa is experiencing a bit of technical issues. So do you want to highlight on the 5 pillars of the foundation?
Okay, so I actually have an acronym for it so that I don't remember them, I don't forget them. So it's ASPEC, right? Achievement, excellence, spirit of significance, personal initiative, intellectual imagination, and courageous commitment. So let me explain that. So what we mean when we say achievement, excellence, right? What we mean is that in whatever that you pursue, are you actually willing to actually see it through finish? Are you willing to actually achieve the greatest that you can? Do you understand? It could be, for example, academics. Are you that student that actually makes sure that you put in that effort and actually achieve the maximum marks that you can, achievement excellence. Whatever that you do, you pursue excellence in it. It doesn't have to be perfect, but that recognition that, you go the extra mile. Maybe you do sports, for example, and you try your best to maybe join the national team, for example. Just anything that you aim to achieve, are you willing to pursue excellence in it? And then spirit of significance, meaning that do you have that spirit in you to actually want to do what's best? Do you want to impact others? Do you want what's best for others and not just for you alone? Do you actually think of others? You're not selfish, and you always aim to empower the next person that's next to you. For example, you see that person struggling and you know that you can help. You don't just keep quiet because you want yourself to only be the person that shines. You're actually willing to go help that student. Let's say maths. Maths, you are the person that you think you are when it comes to maths. But are you willing to see that next person and be like, you know what? I see that person is struggling. And maybe if I help them, there's a possibility that they might actually get higher than me. But you don't have that mentality. You don't have that mindset. Your mindset is to empower others that, let me not be the only person that's good at this subject. Let me actually help the next person. So that is the spirit of, significance. Do you have that importance of thinking for other people and not just you? And then intellectual imagination. Are you able to think out of the norm? Are you able to question, the norm of society? I'm not saying, now when I say question the norm of society, I'm not saying cause destruction and be rebellious. No. Do you question that, okay, this is the way that we do this? How about we actually introduce a new way of thinking, a new way of approaching this, for example, are you that person that will actually maybe try and help your teacher come up with a different way of actually develop giving the content that is maybe hard to grasp for the next student? If you know that, okay, these students actually struggle with this concept, and I see that my teacher is not really actually, her manner of teaching is not exactly, coming off easy to them, but in a nice way, not a condescending manner. Are you able to actually give the teacher the idea of, ma'am, how about we actually use this approach instead? Are you able to question the norm of how things work? Do you not just accept how things are? You don't have to be that person that just accepts how things are and be like, okay, this is the way it is. I'll just fall into the society and do what others are doing. No, are you that person? So that's the achievement, the intellectual imagination. And then courageous commitment is that, how life is, right? Life has ups and downs, life has failures. Definitely, there's always failures in life. There's no one who's perfect. So now, when we say you have courageous commitment, we mean that, are you that person that's able to pick themselves up from the floor, dust yourself, learn from your lessons, embrace your failures and learn from them, learn the little lessons out of them, and actually use that to move forward, use that to empower yourself? Are you able to intake critical criticism? Yes, basically, are you able to take in criticism that people actually deliver to you? And are you able to actually see it as not an attack to who you are as a person, but as a way of you to actually improve yourself and grow? Are you willing to always develop yourself from the failures? You don't just give up. We don't want a person that gives up. We want a spirit that is willing to go on. Do you have that courage that no matter how hard it gets or what life throws at you, are you able to focus on the goal that you have set in your life and actually pursue it? Pursue it to the best of your abilities. That's what we mean when we say courageous commitment. So let's see, what did we miss? We covered achievement excellence, we covered spirit of significance, we covered intellectual imagination, we covered courageous personal initiative. How can I forget it? Yes. So personal initiative, right? So initiative, think about the definition of initiate. Do you start things? For example, if we were to be put in a group I'm gonna my answers, as you can see, I'm trying to relate them to the school context because you guys are matriculants. So let's say you have a teamwork, group work. You know, group work is a very common thing because even in varsity, trust me, this group work, it never ends. So with group work, are you that person that's going to initiate to be the leader in the group? Are you going to be that person that says, oh, actually, you know, I'll get the work from the teacher. I'll be the person that actually submits the work. I'll make sure that everyone has done their part. Do you take initiative? If you see that something is wrong in your classroom, or if you see that it's dirty in your classroom, are you that person that takes initiative, that you ask the students that you guys gather and actually clean up? Are you that person that maybe when you see that, you know what, there's a problem that's lacking in your community, maybe among school-going kids, and maybe you notice that, you know, people don't, the learners don't really have uniform or shoes. Are you that person that has initiative to go house to house, or even ask maybe your friends at school to actually get us some clothes that they don't use, or extra uniform that they don't use, or uniform that doesn't fit them anymore? Are you that person that will actually create that initiative that, guys, let's actually get out all these clothes and go, and I have people that are in need, let me go and donate? Or if you know that this house, maybe there's a part in your community where they lack food, or they have like basic necessities that they are lacking, are you that person that's able to take that extra mile of, you know what, let me try and make a plan, let me maybe ask from church or get people at school to actually donate dry food so I can actually go and give to that house? Do you have that initiative to try things that other people are not willing to try? So that's personal initiative. So yes, I hope I covered everything. It's achievement, excellence, spirit of significance, intellectual imagination, courageous commitment, and personal initiative. Those are the 5 pillars of the foundation. So if you have all of that I've listed, you are more than welcome. Come on, you are who we're looking for. Please shoot your shot and apply. You have nothing to lose. Literally, you have nothing to lose. So yes, it's that.
Yeah, and I love that, and I think it's very important to also highlight it. In these pillars, the foundation does not need for you to be this super student who is doing it all. I love the examples that you made. Just the fact that you are able to initiate something new, you are a starter, and you don't just join in with other people, but you're able to initiate things. It does not have to be something that is so big that you are, you know, but start where you are. They want you as a grade 12 as you are, and they will develop you into the high impact entrepreneur that they want you to be. Thank you so much, Talente. Mandisa is still out of the meeting, so just to make sure that the video is also very short, because other details that they might need will definitely be up on the YouTube of the foundation. So on Facebook, it's Allan Gray Orbis Foundation. On Instagram is Allan Gray Orbis, and there is a YouTube channel, Allan Gray Orbis Foundation. So the slides that you might really read through, you can go over and look at that. We're just going to go on and highlight on the requirements, right? Before we go on to entrepreneurial support foundation, let's speak on and let's highlight on how you get inside the foundation, and then we'll discuss what happens when you are inside later. So do you want to highlight also on the requirements? I know for grade 12s, one of their requirements, and the reason why I couldn't even get in when I was doing my matric, although I wish, is the math. It's definitely the math. So I will just, these are the requirements. So I see they have minimum pure maths for grade 11 results, which is 60%, and this is in grade 11, right? For final grade 11 results, or 80% in maths lit.
The nice thing about it, they now actually accommodate maths literacy. So if you have 80% in maths, yes. I know how it's always maths, but if you have maths lit, you're more than welcome. As long as you have 80%, please shoot your shot.
Right. And the application requirements for this year are based on grade 11 results. So I hope people worked well in grade 11. I know it's always highlighted, and this is one of the situations that you see where it's true. You have to really get good marks in grade 11. So even if you're watching and you're in grade 11 and you'd love to apply for all these courses and for all these bursaries, be aware that your grade 11 results will be the ones that are considered. So it's very important. And I see here the average should be 70%. Not bad, huh? The average should also be 70%, and then you should be within the ages of, is it 21 years in 2022. You should be a South African citizen, and you should indicate entrepreneurial flair, passion, and the quantities that we basically just discussed, right? You do not have to have a business as per the requirements, but you need to show that you have an entrepreneurial flair, and you have to be planning to be studying towards commerce, science, excluding medicine. So
yeah, so it's basically almost all the courses except for medicine and
except for medicine. So you can be studying towards commerce, you can be studying towards engineering, you can be studying towards law, humanities, arts. Come on board, except for medicine, is it veterinary science and dentistry.
yes.
So I think all the other courses in the health sciences, they are more than welcome to apply, except for the 3 that we have noted. I think it's very important to highlight on them again. It's medicine, it's
Dentistry and veterinary.
And dentistry.
And I just want to add something while you're there that, the beauty about the foundation is that you get people from all sorts of careers, all sorts of degrees, all sorts of faculties and actually backgrounds. And we come together and, sometimes we're given tasks where we actually have to work together. And you see the beauty of it, where how ideas can come alive from just having different point of views and different backgrounds. It's so beautiful, even for networking, that you're not only limited to your particular career field, you get to create synergy with other people who are from different disciplines. It's really beautiful. So I really do encourage that. I think that's one of my favorite parts, the fact that I can get to socialize. I get to be part of a community of people who are like-minded. They think like you. So you're not all that different. Like, I know most of us, when we apply, right? Hence, if you actually take into consideration all those things that we listed, it kind of actually makes you different from your peers. It makes you different from your peers. So when you get there, you actually get people who gel with you, people who understand you, people who want to make you actually do better than what you were doing at that point. And it's very beautiful. Please don't deny yourself such nice things in life, and you become part of a community that will stand with you. You create friendships that are there for you for life. The people that I've met there, I can tell that these are the people that I'm going far with in life. They encourage me and motivate me to actually do better and want better for myself. These are the people that I know that, even one day, if I were to actually open up a firm, I can definitely source them. I know where to source them. I know where I'll get them. And I know that we'll definitely succeed in whatever that we actually pursue. So guys, please, I encourage you to actually go for it, man. Shoot your shot.
I am looking forward to the firm. Just to highlight on the requirements again. So it's minimum of 60%. We are focusing on grade 11 results. It's minimum of 60% in mathematics or 80% in maths, and an average of 70%. So this does not consider other subjects that you're doing. So it does not matter what you got on physics, if you have, whether or not you have physics or you have life science or you have business studies, you just have to have 60% minimum in maths, 80% in maths lit, average. You have to be below the age of 21, be a South African resident, and you should be intending to study towards all the other courses that are available in university, except, unfortunately, for medicine, veterinary science, and dentistry. So let's let's highlight on the application process, right? In order to be a candidate fellow, and then we will highlight afterwards what a candidate fellow is and what a fellow is, because I think it's also important to highlight to them how beneficial the foundation is, in a sense that you will forever be a child of the foundation. Even after the 4 years of being a candidate fellow, you remain a fellow for the rest of your life, and you will forever be given entrepreneurial support that you need to be a high impact entrepreneur, which also brings us to the fact that you do not even have to start a business in university immediately after being a candidate fellow, but you will still be given the support even after completing your degree, right? So let's move on to the long application form that everybody fears. Talenta, what happens after you send out the application form after you're done typing it?
Also another tip while you are just actually filling out the application form. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to Google Allan Gray Orbis Foundation. You can say fellowship, and then it will actually just lead you to the first link. Select the first link. It will lead you into the Allan Gray Orbis Foundation page. It will tell you about who they are, which is basically what we explained. They just summarize everything. So they'll tell you about who they are, the programs they offer, and actually just the benefits of joining them, how they cover your tuition, your accommodation, and your meal and living allowance. They also not just provide all of that, but they also have workshops that you can attend that are actually aimed at developing you as a person and developing you even entrepreneurial wise. So there's that. So what you do is, that's the website when you actually go there. And then as you can see, it's a very user-friendly website. So you're going to select apply, right? So when you select apply, it will lead you, obviously it will require your details. You need to be a South African citizen if you're in South Africa, obviously. There is one in Namibia, but we're focusing on the South African one. So you're going to actually just select apply, and then you're going to start the whole process. They will ask you about your personal details, your ID number, your name, surname, you're underage. They'll probably also just ask you about your guardianship, your parents' details and everything. And then after the nitties and gritties of the formalities, you're going to start the application. Like we said, you'll find out yourself the kind of questions that he asks. Obviously, it asks about who you are. So basically, all the questions that they ask is about who you are as an individual. They want to get to know you better. We wanna see who you are and what you have to offer, right? So then you're going to submit your application on that portal. If you're going to use the online one, so you're going to submit the application form. It's also going to require supporting documentation online, or you can actually post it. So you're going to do this before the 29th of April, 2022. Please note that date, before the 29th of April. So once you've actually submitted the application, just relax. There's nothing you can do anymore. You've submitted, it's done. Once the closing date has passed, relax. Don't panic, it's done. So then after that, you'll be invited to an interview in July, around July. Yeah, that's when they usually actually send out emails that, oh, congratulations, your application has advanced to the next stage of interview. Please actually prepare yourself for this certain date at this certain venue if it's not going to be online. And so, yeah, you're going to do that. That means, yay. And just an advice, if you've made it through the interview, yeah, no, you've already made it in life. That means, you know what, you are that person. That means you have the potential. And that means your application was actually strong. If you make it through the interview, that means your application was strong, because not everyone makes it to the interview. And the foundation annually receives thousands and thousands of applications. So if you've made it to, all those stages and the final stage, no, you are indeed an amazing person. You are indeed different from the rest, like that should actually boost who you are. It should boost your self-confidence that, you know what, you can actually achieve anything that you put yourself and your mind into. So, yeah. So then after the interview, I'm not going to exactly go into details with the interview. You'll explore it when you actually get to that stage. But it's actually a nice interview. It's actually also grilling, but it's beautiful because, let me tell you a fun fact about me is that ever since I actually succeeded through the interview of the Allan Gray Orbis Foundation, I promise you, every other interview that I've been doing, it's a walk in the park. I can do it because I've done an interview, and it gave me that practice, you know. I got to see how an interview is. If you survive that interview, you know, most interviews that are upcoming the next, they just a walk in the park, because you know what, you are that person, you can do this. So then after the interviews, remember I said that around July, and then once you're successful with the interviews, they'll actually inform you via email or even SMS. They even call you at times that, you know what, you've been actually, oh no, they actually called me. I remember they called me that you've been invited to the selection camp. The selection camp is going to happen around in September. So yeah, then, hey, so the selection camp is actually the final stage that will actually determine if you actually succeed in the foundation or not. Selection camp is also another amazing experience in its own. Like every stage of the application process of the foundation is a stage of learning. It's a stage of self-discovery, and it's actually fun. You know, it actually grows you as a character. It grows your character. So yes, that's that. And then please give yourself enough time to complete the application. Please do not just start on the last minute, because, you know, another thing about last minute things is that you don't include everything else, everything that you can, you know, that you'd actually love the foundation to know about you. And trust me, you don't want to deny yourself that opportunity. And now you're going to live with regrets that, oh my gosh, I should have said this. Oh my gosh, I missed that. We're not going to know. Remember that the only thing that the foundation knows is what you put on that paper. We're not going to guess that you have this quality and that quality if you don't tell us. So it's very important that you give yourself enough time to actually go through the questions, you know. And like, you know, as it's open, like it's open now. So it's important that you give yourself enough time. You have until the 29th of April. And don't think that's a lot of time. It is not. I promise you, it is not a lot of time. So even if you tackle one question weekly, you'll eventually finish, you know. Just give yourself that time. Please don't deny yourself that time to actually go through every question. Think about it. You know, the last thing that you need is read a question and then just type. No, you want to think about it. You want to reflect. You want to search who you are. Remember, as like we explained in the beginning, that when we actually applied, right, during the whole filling all those paragraphs, we needed to think about who we are. We needed to think of the actions that I've done in the past and what can contribute to how I can actually make them see me for who I am and what I can offer in the future and the potential that I have. So please give yourself enough time to actually complete the application. Did I miss out on anything?
No, I don't think you did. Thank you so much. That was very informative. So basically, just to summarize what you said, you can apply through the website, which is www.allangrayorbis.org, right? And when you are on the website, you click on the fellowship tab and you click on apply now, and that's where you start with your application process. Alternatively, you can hand in your application form to the address is, I believe, in Cape Town, Netherlands.
Yes, I just want to also just lead them to the address, but it's there. Oh, and then the universities
the address is here and the address is in Cape Town.
Yes, but otherwise everything else is on the net. If there's anything that we missed out, just www.allangrayorbis.org. Every single information that you need is definitely there. And then the universities that they cover is WITS, UJ, UCT, Nelson Mandela University, Rhodes University, University of Western Cape, Stellenbosch University, University of Pretoria, University of the Free State, and the University of KwaZulu-Natal. So yes.
So another important thing to really note is that it does not cover any university of technology, unfortunately, but it does cover engineering. So if you are looking towards studying engineering and you would love to be a candidate fellow in the foundation, you would have to go and study your engineering in a university. So try UJ, try other universities, but not universities of technology. Otherwise, even if you are selected, your funding will be withdrawn, right? And I think it's also important that I highlight again on the dates. Regarding the address, you can definitely find it online, although I absolutely encourage for you to please apply using online platforms. However, not everybody has the resources to apply online, and there is an alternative way to apply by handing in by sending your application form to a physical address. Okay. The campaign started in February on the 1st, and it's ending on the 29th of April. So after the 29th of April, you cannot apply, right? And then
yes, and then also, oh, okay, I'm so sorry. I just wanted to point out something before I forget. If you're going to do the online application, it is very important that as you answer, please copy the wording that you actually type there and save it on a Word document, because it happens that, if you actually exit the application, when you're not done, when you have not submitted, it could wipe everything off. So it's always advisable that whatever that you've typed there on your online application, please back it up on Word, copy it, and then paste it on the Word document so that you can constantly go back and just paste. Once you finish everything, just make sure that everything is pasted, and in that way you don't lose your hard-earned work. It's a lot of work, so that way at least you won't lose the work that you've already done. It has happened to me, so please don't do that. So yes, please back it up on Word document and then just copy and paste. Alternately, copy and paste. Just use that throughout your entire application until you finish.
Yeah, that's great advice. They should copy and paste using Word, okay, so that you don't lose your documents. The selection camp, actually the interviews will be around July or August, and then the selection camp will be in September. And as Talent has said, the interviewing process, the selection process, the selection camp, they're all amazing. And in order to be able to go to the interview, resources will be provided for you. They will actually come to you. So if you're in Bloemfontein, or in the Free State, the interview could be in the Free State in Bloemfontein. And for you to be able to get there, they might provide resources for that. One thing I know for sure, for selection camp, should it be physical, you will also be provided with transportation, and it's most likely going to be you're most probably going to fly. So that should also be motivation to apply. My first
soft flight, you at a hotel, you eating
my first flight was the Allan.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. And even after flying and getting to the place, although it's hectic, it's also such a journey to self-discovery. It's so educational. You get to meet a lot of people. I don't regret a single soul I met, and I wish I could meet them every week at least, because it made me look at myself and it made me want to be a better person. So it's going to be amazing. It's going to be an amazing thing to go through. And should you get selected, please try to have as much fun as you can. Try to learn as many things as you can. Do not just focus on being selected, but focus on learning and acquiring knowledge and skills, and just allow yourself to have fun in the space. Okay. So these are the dates I have highlighted on them, but the most important one for now is you cannot apply after the 29th of April. Okay. It seems like it's so far, but it's actually just here. So start now. You really need to start now. Type one page, rest and do schoolwork, and then come back again and type. Okay. I think the next thing to cover would be the fellowship and how they cultivate the spirit of entrepreneurship. But before that, I think we should discuss financial support, right? So that they have clarity on what is covered by the foundation and what is not, if there's anything that is not. Do you want to highlight on that, Talente?
Okay, so like I don't know if I actually did mention it a bit earlier, but let me just emphasize on that. In terms of financial support, what they cover is your tuition, your accommodation, your meals, and they actually give you a living allowance. So yes, it's that. So academics, you have no worry. That part gets taken care of, and your only worry is your academics and the foundation. And then what the fellowship basically entails once you're inside, right? There's like year groups, right? There's like an entire 4-year program. So you have your academic program. Your academic program is your academics, whatever you're studying in those years. And then we have the program, basically the Ellen Gray program, whereby, so it's year equip, year explore, year experience, and which one am I missing? But yeah, no, but basically it doesn't matter which years it is right now. But point is, you go through an entire program that spans over 4 years, whereby you actually, you get fed with like workshops. We have something called, okay, no, let me not talk about DigiJam as yet, but like, yeah, you get to have workshops and programs and content. They just feed you content that is actually enhanced at developing you as an entrepreneur. You get tasks, you put in positions where you actually tasks with, with certain tasks that will actually help you, cultivate that inner entrepreneurial spirit in you, that it cultivates that potential. So whatever task that you are handed inside the program, it's actually aimed at, developing you to be that high impact entrepreneur or high impact leader that we want you to be at the end of the foundation. Please go more in detail.
Yeah.
What am I missing? Because I also just don't want to go into deep details. I just want to touch everything.
Yeah. So the information is definitely up on the website when you apply, but it does cover your textbooks are definitely covered. There's a monthly stipend, and the household income should not applicants with a combined household income above 1 million will receive needs-based funding, right? So when it comes to NSFAS and other bursaries, usually there's a certain income threshold that you must not exceed. It does not necessarily exist with the foundation, and even with the application process, you will never be asked to submit any bank statements, proof of income whatsoever. It does not matter your background, how privileged or not privileged you are. All that matters is you have an entrepreneurial flair and you qualify to be in the foundation. So that does not really matter much, which brings us to documentation. I don't think it's there on the slide, but documentation that you will need is your usual things you use to apply. So your academic transcripts. In metric, that would be your grade 11 results, your ID, information about your guardian. You might need a picture, right? You'll need to submit a picture of your face, I believe. And if you have, and then if you have, what is this recommendation, or what is it called?
Yes. How can I forget that? The recommendation letter.
A recommendation letter, right? From your teacher, from your community leader, or from anyone who knows you, who has worked with you, in anything that you've done before, that you have listed
to your character.
Yeah, that you have also listed on the application process, right? So the foundation is really amazing, man. It's way more different than your normal bursary. They fund you and then they really take care of you and they really develop you into a high impact entrepreneur. And even as a student, you will never lack anything in terms of funding, in terms of resources that you need to complete your course. You will literally be well taken care of, but you still need to maintain the hard work, right? When you're inside the foundation and still get proper marks. I don't know if there's anything.
Yes, there is. And I feel like this is very important that we actually mention it. You get allocated a mentor, and it is very important to have a mentor. They give you a mentor you get a mentor from just general business related, and then you also get an industry mentor. An industry mentor is someone who's in your career, who's actually, let's say for example, you're studying to become an engineer. they give you an industry mentor, which is someone that's already an engineer and who's actually made power moves in their career, and you get to create a relationship with that person. So it's not just funding, it's not just a program, it's also a platform that you create connections, you create connections for yourself, because they invite amazing speakers of people who've actually, done the things that need to be done, people who are killing it in life, they invite speakers like that, they come talk to you, you get to engage with them, and just talk about things, even solve problems with them. So there's that. You also get something that we call a personal leadership development officer. Oh wow. That's also like, basically that's like your personal, it's almost more like a mentor, but they're your guider. Basically it's that person that you can talk to about almost anything that you have a problem with. Like if you're struggling with, you go to that person and they make sure that they do their best. They try by all means to actually seek assistance for you. If they can't do that, they'll definitely seek someone that will actually help you. The foundation also offers academic support like tutoring. They don't just leave you jump. They don't just expect you to get into university and swim and just find your way. That time you don't even know how to swim, you're gonna end up drowning. No, they help you as best as they can, and that PLPO too, it actually helps you in a way to actually navigate your way through university and, settle in and actually find yourself in university. So basically they're your guide in mini adult life, if I can say so.
What really differentiates them is that it does not stop with the funding support. It also there's also entrepreneurial support, personal development support, and also they also in your career, and that's been amazing for me. I don't know, I wouldn't have survived university without them, financially and academically without the support, and just as a person without the support that I get from my PLPO and from my peers in the foundation. So one of their highlights is, I'm not going to be reading through that, but they do provide financial support to entrepreneurs inside the foundation. Should you develop a business and it needs funding and you need support and assistance, they provide that. And some of the businesses that were built or started by candidate fellows in the foundation include Yoko. It includes House Me. I know one of them that you might know very well of is Yoko. And there's Oh My Cake. So if you look at these businesses, no one is trying to really replace Microsoft. Like Mandisa said before she left the meeting, you could be baking cakes and you would love to build that business into a reputable, growing business that is gradually growing, that is employing people, that is really making a difference in a community in its own way. And the foundation is definitely going to be supporting that idea and helping you to bring it into life. So that's one of the most amazing things about the foundation, and you should really apply. It's very life-changing and it's forever. After you finish the program and you finish your 4 years in the program, and you leave university as a professional, you still remain a fellow in the foundation and you will still receive entrepreneurial support. Is there anything that you want to add on before we wrap it up, Talente?
I think we've essentially covered everything, but like I said earlier on, if there's things that we missed out on, everything is on the website, www.allangrayorbis.org, and then navigate your way around it. Select programs and you'll find everything. But yes, I feel like we've covered everything. Also, another thing, there are YouTube videos online, so you can just go to YouTube, search Allan Gray Orbis Foundation, and you'll find the snippets of the programs and actions, the snippets of people being interviewed, that you can actually just, sell the idea to yourself. Like I said earlier on, when I actually applied, I'm that person that whatever I get myself into, I make sure that I find research as much as possible and I sell the idea to myself. So I did that. And if you know anyone who's in the foundation, ask around, and if you don't, it's okay. There's a lot of support, even on YouTube. There's even candidate fellows who've actually done YouTube story times where they actually talk about their time in the foundation, and you'll actually get to see that there are really people who've done the most for themselves who are from the foundation. So it is a life-changing experience. I'm not the person that I was years ago before I actually applied in the foundation. And I don't think I'd be where I am. And I wouldn't have achieved the things that I've achieved in my life if it was not of the foundation. So I think those are my parting words. So guys, all the best, good luck, and please shoot your shot. Remember, you have nothing to lose, and don't underestimate yourself. We've mentioned so many qualities and the pillars of the foundation, and you feel like you're lacking. It's very important that you understand that we're not looking for 5 out of 5 or 10 out of 10. Even when it comes to the interview and the camp, we're not looking for 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10. No, we know that no one is 100%. Our aim is to actually improve you, cultivate you, and actually try our best to actually make you get closer, reach closer to that 10 out of 10 or 5 out of 5, So please don't get discouraged if you feel like some areas are lacking. You never know. You never know what you have. Be as honest as you can on the application process. Be yourself. It's very important that you become yourself, and share as much as you can. There's no oversharing here. Share as much as you can, and let's see where that puts you. Yeah. Remember, they say when you aim or when you set goals, you must aim for what? The moon, so that you must aim for the stars, so that when you fall on the moon. Or is it the other way around? Chapter, which one is it?
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, that's saying, yes, that one. So that when you fall, you don't fall too far. And also, you never know until you actually get into it. And the nice thing about it, if life goes back to normal, we have like camps during the year where you meet other people. So it's really nice. And like Tato mentioned, you fly. So you get to live the soft life. I like telling people, or when we talk about bursaries and people actually maybe find out that I'm in the foundation. People be like, you're in the foundation. Yeah, no, that means you must be that person, hey? Because you know what? There's bursaries and then there's Ellen Gray. It's on a league of its own. You have no other option but to stand.
Yeah, definitely. And everyone is very much capable. If you have obtained those marks in grade 11 and you want to see yourself one day as a leader and an entrepreneur in your community, that is your capability. Shoot your shot. Even if you did not receive those minimum marks and you can't apply now, this is your motivation to work harder. This is your motivation to go and polish on your academics, and then you can shoot your shot in your first year. And if you are in grade 11, this is an absolute opportunity that is, we're here to tell you, make sure you get good marks so that you can apply, not just for the foundation, but for other bursaries as well. But for now, for the foundation, okay? So yeah, I think that is all. Good luck with your application process. Should you have any questions, you are more than welcome to pop them up on the comment section on this video, and we will link you to the website, or we will try to answer the ones that we can answer. And then for updates, follow the foundation, visit their website, start with the application form now, today, after this video. Before you sleep, write a few sentences. And good luck, man. I think that's all from me. There are no questions currently in the chat box. Should there be questions, we will definitely answer them. Yeah, I think that's all. Is that all, Talented?
Yes. All the best with the year ahead. All the best with your academics, and all the best with your applications.
All the best with your application, and we can't wait to see you in the next gathering. We can't wait to see you face to face in the Jamboree, or to see your name on the chat box and you are testifying, hooray, you heard about the foundation through us. That would make us very proud. It's going to be life-changing, man. Good luck. We are going to be ending the meeting now.